This is Maple TA Lesson 11B, homework question number 1. Graph the following systems of equations. The first thing I want to do is solve these for y so that they are in slope-intercept form. So the first one here, let's scoot the other one out of the way. We want to move everything that isn't y to the right-hand side of the equation and leave y on the left. So I want to subtract x from both sides. And then I'm left with x minus x is 0, so I have negative y on the left, and on the right I have a positive 2 and a negative x, and I want the x to go first just so that it's in slope-intercept form and I don't get confused. And the 2 is positive, so I put plus 2. Now I want to continue solving for y, and because it has a negative 1 here, negative 1 times y, to get rid of that I'm going to divide every single term by a negative 1. So divide by negative 1. Divide by negative 1, and the last one, divide by negative 1. So if I have negative y divided by a negative 1, that leaves me with positive y, and negative x divided by a negative 1 makes it a positive x, and positive 2 divided by a negative 1 is a negative 2. So now this is in slope-intercept form, and I can easily tell that my slope is a positive 1, and changing that to rise over 1, I can just put it over a 1, which keeps the value the same, which makes it 1 over 1, and the y-intercept of negative 2. The other equation down here, again, I'm going to keep solving for y by removing everything that doesn't have a y on the left side to the right side. So I need to do the opposite here to get rid of the 2x, so I'm going to add 2x and add 2x to the other side, and just like before I'm going to leave the x in front. So negative 2x plus 2x is 0, and I'm left with a positive y equals a positive 2x, again leaving the x in front, and positive 1. And this one, it's all done. I just had to move the 2x over, and that was wonderful. So now I have my first equation is the slope-intercept is at negative 2. So over here I'm going to go down to and try and get it, I'm going to be a little bit more precise than I was in just the graphing section because I want to make sure these go through the all the corners that it needs to, so that when these intersect I can easily figure out where they're intersecting. So the slope is 1 over 1, so from this point I'm going to go up 1 and over 1. And I'm going to really try and get it in the corner. And because the slope continues, I could continue going up 1 over 1 if I wanted to, and just find another one. And because I'm not as close, it might make it a little easier to make sure that those go through all of the corners. It doesn't matter wherever you would like to put your next dot on the line. I think this is great. Okay, the next one, I have a slope-intercept of positive 1. So on the y-intercept here, remember y being the tall axis just like the letter y. I'm going to go up positive 1, try and get really close. Oh, I need to tell it to graph. There we go. Move it down just a little bit. It's pretty close. Then I need, the slope is positive 2. To make it rise over run, it's positive 2, and put it over a 1 because it'll keep its value by dividing by 1. So from this point, I'm going to go up 1, 2, and over 1. And I can keep going up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, and just pick any of those. I'm going to do this one because I'm here. There we go. And if I've been pretty consistent with making sure that's as close as possible, it'll show me where these two should be going through this point right here, this corner, and I can find that by going over 1, 2, 3. So left 3 is negative 3 for the x value, and then the y value, I go down negative 5. And I can see that because I came up with a solution that these two are independent. Dependent, remember, they end up being the same line or one line on top of another, which means they intersect at every point along the line, and there's infinite number of solutions. And inconsistent means that they are parallel and they will never have a solution. Independent means that they have a solution, and so there we go, it's right there. We can go ahead and say how did I do, just so that we can have the satisfaction of having our green check marks and move to the next one.